But we also want to revisit what's happening here at home today in the wake of that speech President Obama made praising Egypt for ousting its government and embracing democracy. In a key speech on Mideast policy, Obama said the U.S. will relieve up to $1.1 billion in debt.
We will relieve a democratic Egypt of up to $1 billion in debt and work with our Egyptian partners to invest these resources to foster growth and entrepreneurship.
Well, joining us now from a very famous Egyptian family, Samih Sawiris. He's the chairman and CEO of Orascom Development. He's on the phone with us this morning from Europe, from Switzerland, where he is working on some of his business ventures there. Samih, it's good to talk to you. You were just here a few weeks ago. At that time, you said, the U.S. should forgive $3 billion in debt. Is the package that Egypt's getting enough?
Well, it's a good starter, and it will animate other states also to give us a helping hand, which we desperately need now to foster what has been a good move forward. And we are really happy to see this as an acknowledgement of the way forward that the world should take with the states that are coming into this, pool of democracies in the world. But obviously, it's not going to make it happen. But let's look at the symbolic side of it and say it's a half full glass instead of a half empty glass. Obviously, our problems are much more than just 1 billion. But I guess a step at a time is always the right approach. So everybody is appreciative and everybody is apprehensive now what's coming next.
Apprehensive. You were, at the time you were here just a few weeks ago, telling me that you personally were apprehensive about the backlash against the business community. You had taken out ads trying to clarify your relationship with some of the former ministers of government. Has anything improved in a way that would make you feel more comfortable to increase investment in Egypt right now?
Well, I think one good move and one big step forward is the acknowledgement by the ruling government and the military that we need to go back to business as usual if we want this crisis to end. We need to produce jobs instead of killing jobs. And at the time when this vicious campaign was taking place, people had seemed to forget how important it is to have these local players produce new investments and therefore new jobs, which is really the only way out of the crisis in the short term. I mean, long term, the governments can design and implement many programs, but short term, you need to take care of those who are providing the jobs and make sure they feel safe and confident that their business is not going to be jeopardized just for the sake of demagogy. And this was the scary part, that people were just not wanting to face reality. And reality says most of the jobs in Egypt are today created by the private sector. And you need to pamper the private sector even more because of the current situation, not start bashing them left and right. And I feel that the biggest and best sign that we've received from Egypt lately has been the acknowledgement of the role of the local business to enhance the potential of creating new jobs, because this is the only way forward. Mm-hmm. Now, having President Obama stress this and saying that he's giving a helping hand in this direction has been a good boost for everybody.
How was the statement yesterday by President Obama that he's supportive of negotiations between Israel and Palestine beginning again with the understanding that the U.S. supports the pre-1967 borders? How was that received?
Well, unfortunately, it was received with skepticism because it's not the first time that this statement has come out of Washington. But the problem is people want to see some proof in the pudding, as they say. We haven't seen an advance in the actual implementation. So statements, no matter how positive they sound, are not matched with activities on the ground. And that's why it's going to take more than just a speech to make the people in the Middle East really believe that the U.S. is going to stand up and take a position of not only an opinion maker, but also a director of the show. And this is really where President Obama has put himself in a position where he's going to have to prove that what he says is really what he's going to do and not just what he thinks needs to be done. Because if you leave it to a speech, it's going to backlash big time. And already has a negative sentiment rising in Israel because he's been very blunt about this two-state proposal. Now he has no sentiment in the Arab world because they've heard it before, not only from him, but from other presidents that have been advocating the two-state solution, but never having done anything to get it done. So you're not going to win any Arab state or Arab leader or Arab street to this speech until the first signs are shown that you're going to act on it.
All right, Samih, it was great speaking with you. Hope to see you in studio again soon. Thanks for calling in.